Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to day one of the 7-day detox. My name is Alex Dawson, and I'm so excited to have you here with me for this next 7 days. So let's just kind of recap a few things. What is a detox? So in general terms, most people will feel a detox is something that they do in January, beginning of each year, just because of the overindulgence in food and drink around Christmas time. You can do a detox at any point, but what they're doing by doing that is they're removing all those toxins from the body. So all the excess food, all the excess drink and alcohol, they're removing it and they're resetting their system. So that is, in general terms, a detox, and the term itself is exactly that. It is detoxifying things in our body that aren't serving us, don't make us feel good, and we don't need. So, for example, have you ever suffered with brain fog, lack of energy, bloating, just feeling like you really cannot be bothered? These are all things that would require our body to do a detox. So, for example, when you are detoxing from alcohol, you are detoxing your liver and your kidneys. So it's your organs, your internal system. However, my belief is that there are more toxins in our body than just those that we do damage with in terms of overindulgence of food and alcoholic beverages. I believe we also intoxicate our lives with negativity, with our environment. So what I mean by that is things we listen to. So we may watch TV, we may listen to the news, we may have the radio on, conversations that we have with people in the office. We may work with people that have very different opinions to us. We may work with people that get under our skin and can be a little bit annoying. All of these things are negative impacts, and they're also toxic. They're toxic. Our space, if we're spending all day inside, we're not going outside, we're not moving, then they are things that are going to cause us to not feel good, and therefore have a negative impact on our overall well-being, and they form a toxin. So we need to remove all those toxins. So the 7-day lifestyle detox is literally about that. It is a full overhaul of detoxifying our lives. Now, I have spent years, 14 years exactly, more precisely, looking at all the different effects that food has on the brain, not only on our body and through our body, the effects of alcohol, the effects of our environment. So being outside in nature, it has been scientifically proven to reduce stress, reduce anxiety, and to make us feel better about ourselves. The same with exercise. It boosts endorphins, so the feel-good hormones. So all of these things have got the backing of science, and I've been researching them for the last 14 years. And the next 7 days are really my top finds on what I truly believe is a 7-day detox. And at the end of these 7 days, you will have the tools for you to be able to holistically change your lifestyle. So what we're going to cover over these 7 days. So day one, we're talking about what is detox, what areas of my life do I need to really focus on. So we're going to cover all of them, but we're going to do a little survey in a minute, or a bit of a questionnaire, where you can identify what is specific for you, because yes, every single one of these that we're covering over the next 7 days are going to be relatable to you, but there may be one or two that stand out more than others. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be covering, how do I want to feel? So we're going to really dig into our starting point today, because in order to get from A to B, we need to do bits in the middle. So we need our starting point today. Tomorrow we're going to identify where we want to finish off, and then the days in between we're going to look at how we're actually going to get there. So day 3, we're going to look at, where do I spend most of my time? Day 4 is talk. This is my favorite. Day 4 is, my head is always full of stuff and I can't relax. So I have so many people saying to me, I just can't switch my brain off. Well, funny enough, neither can I. We don't have this little switch where we can just go, oh, you know, it's getting all a bit too much now, can't cope, feeling overwhelmed, I'm just going to switch off, or I need to go to bed. Too many things are going around my brain. I'm thinking of tomorrow's activities, I'm thinking of the things that I didn't do or I forgot to do, or you know, forgot to get food out of the freezer, whatever it is. We don't have this little switch we can just go, okay, just switch off. It doesn't work like that. But there are strategies that you can do to help you calm, still, and reduce that noise. So we're going to cover that on day 4. Day 5, I am what my body absorbs. So we're looking at not just food and drink, but we're also looking at everyday products that we use, that we put on our skin, that is absorbed into our body. And do we actually know what is in them? Do we know that? Do we trust the people that produce these products? So it's an all-round what our body actually absorbs. And then day 6, we are looking at movement. So we're not trees, we were designed to move. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about how to get out there, to get moving, to do some exercise. Don't panic. We're not going to be doing tons of burpees. We might not even do any burpees. If you don't know what they are, Google them. Very, very, very effective exercise, but also very grueling. But exercise comes in so many shapes and forms. It can be walking, can be cycling. It can be a gym session. It can be an exercise class. It could be yoga. It could just be walking the dog. Simple things will come under that movement. And then day 7, we are going to cover how we actually stick to this new lifestyle, and around a lot around time management. How is this all going to fit in my day? And basically what these are healthy habits. And then also at the end, I'm going to give you some options. If you want to take this process further, then you certainly can do that. So you may see, so I have my little girl, little Dolly. You may hear her or see her in the background as we're going through these things. So I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to cover the lifestyle check. So this is also going to be in the Facebook group. And if you're not in the Facebook group, then I will send it to you. So this is yours. This is personal to you. I don't need to know your answers. I don't need to know any of that. All I need to know is that you have it and that you've completed it. So the lifestyle check. This basically is looking at key areas of your life to see where you are right now. And then what we'll do again is at the end of the 7 days, you can go back in, you can redo this exercise, and you can see if you've improved in those areas. Okay, so the first one that so many people don't really pay any attention to, other than for how they feel, is how many hours sleep am I getting each night? So there is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. Some people literally do only need 3 or 4 hours a night to run off of. That's all they need, and they feel absolutely fine. Brilliant. Not everyone is like that. I am not one of those people. For me, I need at least 8 hours sleep. Well, not at least 8 hours sleep. That is my magic number. And all this means is I will function better having 8 hours sleep. It limits my stress, it limits my moods in the morning, and it just means I can go about my day better. So whichever your number, that's absolutely fine, but you will either be 7 to 9, more than 9, or less than 7. And then what I want you to do is take that score, so whether you're a 1, 2, or 3, and put that in the heart on the right hand side, and then just keep that number in there. So you're not putting the number of hours sleep as your score. Your score is always option 1, 2, or 3. So how many hours sleep am I getting each night is your first one. And you may not have an average. So maybe take, if you can remember, the last few days, and create an average, or you can do that over the course of a couple of days and pop an average in. The next one is, how many times a week do I exercise? So 3 or more, less than 3, or I don't exercise at all. And again, no one sees these, it's just you. So please, please, please do make sure that you're being honest with yourself, because any person that you're cheating is yourself if you don't answer these honestly. And you want to be able to have a starting point so that you can measure your progress throughout these next 7 days. So what do I mean by exercise? I said earlier on, walking the dog can be exercise. Absolutely fine. However, we're talking a walk. Your heart rate, you want to feel warm. Your body needs to feel warm. You don't need to sweat, but you need to feel warm. Your heart needs to be pumping. You still want to be able to hold a conversation, but you are, you're on a mission, basically. You're on a mission if you're doing a walk. It could be a gym session. It could be anything, but it's exercise, minimum of half an hour, heart rate high. That's it. So again, 1, 2, or 3 in the heart on the right for your score. Then we have, how many meals do I prepare myself each week? So again, a little caveat. When I'm talking about meals, I'm talking about your main meal of the day. So some people might have their main meal at lunchtime. Some people might have their main meal in the evening. So I'm not talking about breakfast. Oh yeah, I go in the cupboard and I get my cereal out and I pour it all on my own with the milk and everything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about creating a meal from scratch. So no jars. You can use tin tomatoes, fine. But how many meals do you actually prepare? So not going to the fridge, pulling out a ready meal, taking the wrapper off and then hitting it 5 or 6 times, popping it in the microwave and doing a bit of an alaping. That is not preparing a meal. From scratch, homemade, how many meals do you do like that each week? And if it's 0, that is fine. That is fine. We've got somewhere to start from. So 1, 5 to 7, 2, 2 to 3, 3, 0. Pop your score in the heart. And then we have moods. How are my moods? So how do you feel? And I would kind of look at this at different points of the day. So specifically, when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? Are you one of these, alarm goes off, or you self-regulate and you're just awake, whack the duvet up, arms open, yes, it's a new day? Or are you alarm's gone off, what time is it? Oh yeah, I've already allowed 2 snoozes in my alarm, so whack on the snooze, go back to sleep, alarm goes off, whack on the snooze, go back to sleep, and you're just feeling so sluggish all morning, which takes you into the day. Whichever way. So look at how you feel first thing in the morning, and how do you feel midday, and how do you feel again in the evening. So this is just something I'd like you to do alongside this, just to be aware of your moods. Okay, so generally, what are your moods? Are you always so happy, always so happy, or are you a mix of sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm a bit miffed? You know how you could be like really happy one minute and then the next minute you be like, oh my God, I forgot to do that, or oh, that didn't work, or oh, it didn't record, I've lost it, I've got to do it again. Whatever, like, are you a mix of happy and annoyed? Or are you an out and out negative Nelly, bit of a Debbie Downer most of the time? No offense to anyone called Nelly or Debbie. So how are your moods? And again, it really doesn't matter. I'm not going to see this, no one else is going to see this, but just be honest with yourself. So 1, 2, or 3 in the box on the right. And then we have, how many glasses of water do I drink a day? Now, normally I actually have a bottle of water on my desk, but currently it's empty, so no more water for me right now. However, when I say water, I mean water, straight water, not squash, no other form of juice or anything diluted, no tea, no coffee, just water, pure water on its own. So 1, 8 or more, which is 2 litres, 2, 4 or more, which is 1 litre, or a big fat 0, I only drink water if it's with tea or coffee. Again, doesn't matter, just be honest with yourself and pop your score in the heart. The next one, I take time out. So taking time out for yourself. So again, I've talked about walking a dog. I use this analogy because I have a dog, I walk her a lot. But this is doing something for you without it being something that has to be done. So yes, the dog needs to go out, but would you just go out for a walk anyway? So if you're going out, you might as well take the dog. But would you, doing something for you, so sitting down, going for a coffee, or going for a walk, or relaxing in a bath. So we can all just grab a quick shower. That's when we all need to wash. We can grab a quick shower. Or are you going to take some special time for you, have a nice bath, pop the candles on, maybe do a bit of a face mask? You know, what is it? Sitting down, reading a book, listening to an audio. What is it that you do for yourself to take time out to just relax? Maybe you meditate. And again, this doesn't need to be hours, doesn't need to be a whole day, half a day. It can just be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you have, but just for you to recharge yourself. So do you do this every day, sometimes, or never? So again, 1, 2, or 3 in the heart. And once you've done that, add all your hearts together and you will either be in one of these 3 categories, and they will help you identify what you need to do moving forward. And even from your own answers, you'll be able to see which areas you need to focus a bit more on than the others. And then lastly, we have a whole list of feelings, really on how you would like to feel at the end of this 7 days. So in order of importance, are you looking to improve your overall health, improve your moods and stress levels, increase your energy levels, learn about time management, organisation skills, so be a bit more organised, be able to create easy and healthy meals, learn to meditate and actually take time out? Or are you a bit of everything and you just want to have enjoyment by having a happy and healthy lifestyle? So in order of importance, 1 being the most important, 7 being the least important. If it's all of them, then make have enjoyment number 1 and then categorize the others accordingly. But really do this exercise. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Do this exercise for you so you know where you're starting from, and it will really give you an insight into what areas are more important to you. And actually, you might even be able to pinpoint why you're feeling certain ways from these scores. So follow that. Let me know that you've done it. Message in the chat to let me know whether you are watching this live or you are on catch up, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.